You're watching Showroom 18 and this is our comparison video of the Sony Xperia E1 versus the Xperia E3. We will look at the pros and cons of each device and help you to work out which of the two is better suited to your own lifestyle. In this video, both phones are running Android 4.4.2. The E1 has a 4-inch screen with a resolution of 480 by 800 and a pixel density of 233, while the E3 has a 4.5-inch screen with a resolution of 480 by 854 with a pixel density of 218. The E1 is thicker and smaller than the E3. Both phones have the notification light in the top left corner, the ear speaker at the top center, the light sensor over here and here, the main microphone at the front, the power button and volume keys on the right side but flipped. The slot for a micro USB cable on the left, a slot for a 3.5mm jack on the top, and at the back the main camera. The E1 has a 3 megapixel and the E3 has a 5 megapixel camera, with a removable back where the micro SD card goes and the SIM card. The difference now is the E3 has a 0.3 megapixel front camera, which the E1 does not have. The E3 also has an NFC connection at the back and a camera light. The E1 has a bigger speaker at the back and a Walkman key at the top for quickly starting the Walkman application. Both phones have 4GB of internal storage, which you are only left with less than half of that, since the devices have space already used up with the Android operating system and pre-installed applications. You are left with slightly more on the E3 but not by much. Both phones have a 1.2 GHz Snapdragon processor, but the E1 is a dual 200 with 512MB of RAM, while the E3 is a quad core with 1GB of RAM. The connectivity features both phones have are as follows: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. The E3 has NFC as mentioned before, which the E1 does not have. Then lastly, the sensors both devices have are proximity sensor, accelerometer, ambient light sensor. The E3 also has a gyroscope. From switching on the devices at the same time, the E3 gets to the Xperia animation screen and loads up faster than the E1, but only by a second. The touchscreen sensitivity is higher on the E3 and it will swipe through the screens faster than the E1. The E1 has a very washed out look to the screen in comparison to the E3 screen, and the viewing angles do affect this. Looking straight on at the screen does look better. As I mentioned in the E1's review, this is more noticeable depending on what you are used to. And placing it side by side with the E3, you can see that the E3 has richer colours. This is the same in games. Testing the E3 runs the games quicker and smoother, showing richer colours in comparison to the E1, and also can play more medium to higher demanding games due to the processor, while the E1 still can play the low to some medium demanding games without any issues, but in comparison it runs slower. Now we are just going to look at the quality of the images and videos. We have gone over the list of camera features in more detail in the individual reviews of each phone. Even though the E3 has a front camera and a higher megapixel camera than the E1, from some of the example photos I have taken, not all of the E3 shots look better than the E1. Sometimes the E3 has trouble to focus, leaving images looking blurry. It looks better in close-up shots and has better vibrancy to the colours in comparison to the E1, but the E1's photos look more sharp and does a better job at focusing and staying steady. The E3 does look better at closer subjects in both video and photo mode, but the E1 does a better job at image stabilizing and giving you sharper images even though the resolution and megapixel is lower. This is the microphone quality of the Xperia E1, and this is the microphone quality of the Xperia E3. The E1 has a louder speaker than the E3, which makes it better for someone who wants to be able to hear when someone is calling them if they leave their phones in a bag or is in loud environments. The E1 is also smaller and thicker. While this can be seen as a con for some people, others can see it as a pro, especially if they are looking for something compact to fit in a bag or with a better grip, as the E3 is thinner with a smooth backing, which can make it a bit slippery. The other positive point of the E1 is the price it first came in at, which is why it has a lower resolution screen and less features than the E3. Also, it came out a year before. It is more affordable and would be a good phone to purchase as a gift for someone that does not want a lot of overcomplicated features to get started. Having more features is the first pro of the E3, and that is what you would be paying more for. Things like NFC, a longer battery and a faster processor for better gaming and running of applications, but both phones have very low internal storage, which can affect the number of apps you can download, as not all from the time I tested could be moved to an SD card. Then the E3 has a front camera in comparison to the E1. We hope this video has helped you see the pros and cons of each device to work out which phone is more suited to you. If you want to watch more in the individual reviews of each phone, there is further information on each product, such as what is on the phone, call quality, and my personal experience with the handsets. The links for the videos are in the description, or you can click on the annotation.